Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Why is this Supreme Court of Nigeria hiding the certified true copy of the judgment it delivered on the 2023 presidential election on the petition by the Labour Party? Why is the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria hiding the certified true copy of the presidential election verdict they gave on October 6th, 2023? Why are they hiding it from the Labour Party? Labour Party petitioned against the election and validation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They filed a petition from the appeal court to the Supreme Court. After the Supreme Court verdict, the Labour Party is yet to receive the certified true copies of that verdict, in which the Supreme Court validated the election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But the Labour Party is demanding for their own certified true copies, and the Supreme Court of Nigeria is hiding it from them. That's what Labour Party is saying. We're going to answer this question in this video to find out the real reason why they are hiding these very important documents from the Labour Party. Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. And if you are new to this channel, you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to this channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And under this video, we have link that will take you to Jumia, and when you shop in Jumia through the link under this video, Jumia will give you 40% off of the price of anything you see under this video. Thank you and God bless you. Now, more than a month after the Supreme Court delivered the judgment on the petition filed by the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, contesting the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election, the Apex Court has refused to issue the certified true copies of the judgment to the Labour Party as required by law. Lamenting this unfortunate situation, the Labour Party, in a statement by its National Secretary, Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim, said the Labour Party had, out of abundance of caution, by letter dated 26th of October 2023, applied to the Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court for the certified true copies of the judgment, which the Supreme Court failed to comply or honor their letter. According to him, the party also sent a reminder letter on 8th of November 2023 to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court refused to do the needful. So the Labour Party is still in the dark about the rulings of the Supreme Court on how they lost in their appeal against the election and validation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, in the statement, The National Secretary of the Labour Party said, and I quote, "However, to date, the requests have been ignored. The Labour Party is also aware that by the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 294, Subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, every court established under the Constitution, which necessarily include the Supreme Court, has a duty to furnish all parties to the cause or matter determined with duly authenticated copies of the decision within 7 days of the delivery thereof." So the Labour Party is saying, by the Constitution of Nigeria, every court after its ruling is mandated compulsorily to give the certified true copies to the parties 7 days after the court delivers its judgment. And this matter affects also the Supreme Court. Now it's over a month and the Supreme Court is still hiding the certified true copies of the judgment it delivered on Labour Party's petition and Peter Obi's petition. Continuing, the National Secretary of the Labour Party said, "The Supreme Court has failed to do this in the present appeal." The Labour Party scribe noted that the Supreme Court failed to look into some of the grounds of the appeal, which pundits believe could have been an embarrassment to the Apex Court, and accounted for their failure to issue certified true copies to the Labour Party as demanded by the Constitution. He noted that the appeal filed by the Labour Party is remarkably different from that of the People's Democratic Party, and said that it was a miscarriage of justice to have lumped the two appeals together for judgment. He explained how the appeal of Labour Party differed from that of the People's Democratic Party. He said, and I quote, "The petitions from the two appeals arose. The petitions from the two appeals were heard separately. The petitions from the two appeals were heard separately at the Court of Appeal based on separate pleadings and different set of witnesses. Thus, the facts of the two petitions were remarkably different. The only issue where the parties agreed in the two appeals was in the 25% vote in Abuja. The other issues submitted to the Supreme Court for determination in the two appeals differed remarkably. By way of illustration, we drew attention to some of the issues. Number one, the forfeiture of funds being process of narcotic trafficking contained in the Labour Party petition and not in the reply. Two, double nomination of the third respondent, who was not even a party in the PDP petition. Three, failure to comply with the mandatory requirement of Section 73, Subsection 2 of the Electoral Act 2022, the consequence of which the provision stipulates renders the election invalid. 4, the effects of the certified true copies of 18,088 blood and unreadable polling unit result sheets from ECHA, downloaded from the IRIF, issued by INEC to the Labour Party and its candidates, which they tendered in court. I will get back to this when I'm explaining the matter, why the court, Supreme Court, is hiding the certified true copies of Labour Party petition, the true copies of the judgment he delivered concerning Labour Party from Labour Party. Continue, say, some were blank A4 papers, pictures, and images of unknown persons. They were purported to be copies of polling unit results. Even with the materiality of the issue, the Court of Appeal evaded making a finding on this. They were all part of Labour Party appeal, but not that of the People's Democratic Party appeal. This is a statement by the Labour Party lamenting that, look, the Supreme Court of Federal Republic of Nigeria is hiding the certified true copies of the judgment it delivered on October 26th. It's hiding it from the Labour Party because Labour Party by law deserve to have a certified true copies of the judgment as a guide to know the mistakes they made and never to do it again. For whatever reason, they want to see it. It's their right to be shown line by line how their appeal, the things they demanded, was invalidated by the court. Then the Supreme Court of Nigeria did not do it. Now, first of all, Labour Party demanded in the petition that Bola Ahmed Tinubu be disqualified because he forfeited $460,000 proceeds of narcotic to the United States government in the 1990s. Now, this matter is not a matter that applies. PDP didn't apply for this. It's not an appeal by PDP. Labour Party was the one that applied for the appeal for this as a ground to disqualify Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you know what the Supreme Court did with this matter? They didn't talk anything about it. In their reply, they didn't say anything about it. What they did was to lob Labour Party in with PDP and say that PDP and Labour, that after delivering the judgment on the PDP, they say what applied to PDP applied to Labour Party. Where is that done? Perhaps that's why they are finding it difficult to release the certified true copy of the appeal of Labour Party against the election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the Labour Party's appeal is different. You can see that if you go through the judgment, the Supreme Court was silent about the $460,000 proceeds of narcotic. That's Bola Ahmed Tinubu forfeited to the United States government. That's what Labour Party is saying here. It was a ground to disqualify Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he forfeited $460,000 to the United States government. The Supreme Court didn't say anything about it. They didn't reply on this matter. And this matter was a serious matter. And that's why Labour Party, they want to see what the Supreme Court said about this matter so that it will be a precedent going forward. I'm believing those who are saying that the Supreme Court itself must be embarrassed. Kenneth Okonkwo is actor and one of the lawyers of Labour Party. Earlier on, drew the attention of the nation to the fact that the Supreme Court failed to deliver judgment on this matter. Tinubu's forfeiture of $460,000 to the United States government, process of narcotic. Tinubu is not denying that he didn't forfeit it. And the law on forfeiture ought to have applied to Bola Ahmed Tinubu the same way the law of forfeiture applied to Mohammed Abacha in Mohammed Abacha versus Federal Government of Nigeria in 2014. But they didn't talk about it. So this Labour Party is right to complain about this. And it's also perhaps that was the reason why they can't have the courage of their own conviction to give them the certified true copy of the judgment, because they will be embarrassed by what will be seen. Maybe it will become like a replica of what we are witnessing in Kano governorship election, where the CTC is different from what was delivered in the open court. So that's a classic case to show that there was a miscarriage of justice against the Labour Party. And the Labour Party, they are right to raise this matter. And they also talk about the issue of double nomination. Double nomination of Vice President Kashim Shettima was not an issue by the PDP. So you couldn't have joined all of them together and deliver judgment and say, Labour Party, your matter has also been sorted out in sorting out that of the PDP. No, it was the Labour Party that brought up the issue of double nomination of Shettima, who was the third respondent in the petition filed by the Labour Party. Now, there was another very important issue that was disregarded by the appeal court, and which the Supreme Court was appealed to by Peter Obi and the Labour Party to look into. For example, and which the Labour Party rightly pointed out, Peter Obi, one of the witnesses that Peter Obi brought was a professor of mathematics from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. This professor of mathematics downloaded 18,088 blood and unreadable polling unit results. Out of these results, the INEC generated 2.5 million votes for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but nobody could read what was written in those result sheets. Peter Obi and the Labour Party presented it in court, and it was downloaded from IRIF. INEC owned IRIF, and INEC gave it to Labour Party when Labour Party requested for it as part of the evidence he wanted to present in court. INEC gave it to them, and it was downloaded from IRIF. These were downloaded from the IRIF. And INEC certified them as emanating from them. These 18,088 blood results that nobody could read what was written in it. I remember that even in the court at that time, even the APC lawyers couldn't read what was written in all those blood documents, blood results. But out of it, 2.5 million votes was generated for Bola Ahmed Tinubu by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The Supreme Court didn't talk about it. That's what Labour Party is complaining here. The Supreme Court didn't say anything about it. And it's interesting for us to see what they will say about it. At the appeal court, what the appeal court did was to disqualify the witness. Remember, in the appeal court disqualified 12 witnesses of Peter Obi. It was all part of the strategy to knock off the issues at stake, disqualify the witnesses, render them that they are not valid witnesses. And then whatever they brought, whatever they said, becoming material. That was what the Supreme Court did. Because this 18,088 blood result sheets they use in generating 2.5 million votes. If Nigeria is a country where things are properly done, what they ought to have done was to subtract these 2.5 million votes from unreadable that was generated for Tinubu by INEC, to subtract it from 8.7 million votes that Bola Ahmed won with, which they declared him the winner of the election. If you subtract 2.5 million from 8.7 million votes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you see that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will have 6.2 million votes. He will no longer be the person who won more votes in that election. And they know it, that's what will happen. So they discarded it. Now, if they discarded it, show us how you at least give the certified true copy of how you went through this matter to the Labour Party, so that at least the whole world will see the decision that you took, on why you arrived at the decision you arrived at. But these are some of the reasons why I suspect that they don't have the courage of their own conviction, the Supreme Court, to give the certified true copies of the judgment he delivered on Labour Party and Peter Obi's petition 1 month after the election. Ordinarily, this should be an embarrassment to the judiciary and to the nation. But we are living in an interesting time where nobody cares. Nigeria now is in free fall. Anything can happen. You may be serving as a youth corper and then you be a minister. You may be EFCC will be investigating you as a former governor. You be appointed minister. So things are just going haywire in Nigeria right now. So what else do we expect? But it is important that Labour Party is drawing attention to this matter. And you can see that nobody is talking about it in the media. The media are already moved on. But I brought it to you here in this channel, because in this channel, the things that the media are brushing aside, we bring it up here to talk about it so that Nigerians will know what is going on. Thank you for being part of this video, and God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. And don't forget, if you buy anything through this link, the link under this video, the link that will take you to Jumia, you're going to get 40% off from anything you bought under here, be it phone, be it whatever. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.